Hey there, true believers, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be doing a breakdown of the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. Now, yesterday I actually figured out how to do the screen recording with what I have access to with my phone and stuff like that, because I do all the videos with the phone. The only thing I do on the Chromebook is the end credits, or the end card that you see at the end of the videos where it has my picture. I can't do that on the phone or anything, so I have to do that with the Chromebook. But the app that I use, I was able to figure out how to do the little picture on top of the big picture. So, but then this morning I was able to figure out how to do that with my Chromebook, so I can record the trailer with my phone, with the Chromebook, and then put that onto the phone. Because yesterday when I did the trailer reaction, I had to watch the trailer again and record it, and then put that inside the app. So I'm able to just use the footage here, so every time I stop the actual footage, then it will stop up there. So that should be a lot simpler. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's get into it, guys. If it wants to play.
Oh, look at this. This is a good one. Some suggest that Parker's powers include male spider's ability to hypnotize females.
Stop. Come on.
Yes, my spider.
Can we just sit up here all day? It is so crazy down there.
That's right, folks. Spider-Man is in fact Peter Parker.
Listen, I did not kill Mysterio. The drones did.
The drones that are yours.
Okay, now see this part right here. A lot of people are thinking that this is Charlie Cox. If we back up just a little bit here, we can see him, or what we think to be him, walking in front of the window right here, or the window. So that could be Charlie Cox. We don't know. There's a little kitty over there. Anyway, that would be really, really, really cool if that's Charlie Cox. I'm very, very excited to see that man return.
Mysterio. The drones did.
The drones that are yours.
Does any part of you feel
They got him with that one. They're like, the drones did. The drones that are yours. That I thought that was a good line.
What do you mean?
now that everybody
So I'm
knows
surprised to see that they have him going back to school.
lying to people?
For the record, I never wanted to lie to you.
So I'm interested because I see the whole idea is that people are thinking that this takes place over the course of a couple months, like in between Halloween. Like No Way or Far From Home takes place in summer, so the whole timeline of this takes place between like summer, because they're on summer vacation in Far From Home. So between like summer and Christmas. So that's a good amount of time, you know, that's half a year, depending on when exactly Far From Home takes place. It could be the end of August, like we are right now, so it might not be exactly that much time. But that's a good amount of time for everybody to know his secret and for him to still be going to school. So I'm interested to see how long that actually takes place.
Awesome.
And then right here, they're standing on the bridge. Now this is another thing that was confusing to me. Is I didn't go back and look, but this looks like MJ is wearing the exact same outfit from the end of Far From Home. But you can see that Spider-Man has his new suit. So he's wearing this suit, but it's got the point on the belt, and then it no longer has the black band around it. So I'm interested to see if Marvel Studios doesn't usually do this, but I'm interested to see if they just completely ignore that and they lead us to believe that this is the suit that he had the whole time. Because it just seems weird to me that she's wearing the same outfit and then he's got a new suit. And then it also means that he would have had to pick her back up and then continue swinging with her again. So I'm interested to see how that plays out. He might not even be wearing the suit in that scene. And they might, I don't even know. Anyway, we can see him here in school. And then it looks like the cops come into his apartment. We got Ned and Aunt May in custody.
I've just been thinking about
Some type of interrogation. And then right here, I was actually... It's actually really funny to see
So, Peter.
some people's reactions to this. The whole witch thing. People are like, is that Morbius? I thought that was funny. I watched Artemis Prime's video last night, and he thought it was Morbius too. There's a couple people I thought that was kind of funny, especially since I mean not everybody pays attention to it like some of us do, but I can't remember who posted it on Twitter, but they're basically saying that there's a witch that Peter looks at that gives him the idea to go look at to go speak with Doctor Strange. So that's obviously what that is. Of course, Marvel Studios, Columbia Pictures, Sanctum Sanctorum.
I'm sorry.
So I'm interested to see on why the Sanctum Sanctorum is covered in snow. Like, what you guys doing over there, man? Like, he just chillaxing in a snowsuit, or like he got a coat and everything. I want to know what's going on over there.
Please, we saved half the universe together. I think we're beyond you calling me sir.
Okay.
Okay, now this is another thing. I got hints of this when I first watched it. I'm like, what's going on here? Now, I'll be completely honest with you. I would have been a lot more excited yesterday if I didn't watch the leak. I did watch the leak. I told you guys that in another video. I wasn't super paying attention to it, but I did watch it enough to see the hey, hello, Peter part and everything. But I also knew that that was something that was in the trailer anyway because it was all over Instagram and everything like that. So, like I said, I didn't really pay attention to the leak, but I was listening to it. But all that big stuff got spoiled to me anyway. So if I hadn't seen anything, I would have been jumping up and down, and the Willem Dafoe thing genuinely had me hyped. I'm just interested to see if that's actually going to be Tobey's Green Goblin, or if maybe that is Tom's Green Goblin. Because I think that they could do that. I'm interested to see that. I'm also interested into why it seems that the entire Sinister Six is made up of just Tobey and Andrew's villains and none of Tom's. I really think that Mysterio needs to be in the movie, and a lot of people are saying Green Goblin is the main villain, which leads me to believe that maybe it's Tom's Green Goblin. It just seems odd to me that Tobey's Green Goblin is the main villain of the movie. I think the main villain of the movie should be a character like Mysterio. Obviously, that's not true to the comics, but in this case, I think that it works because you can feel Mysterio all over this trailer. You know, he's the one who, he fucked up Tobey's life, or he fucked up Tom's life for, craziness, you know? He's not able to go to school, his whole family's being interrogated, his family and friends, he has to go to Doctor Strange in order to do this. Anyway, back to the point. Doctor Strange is acting kind of sus, you know? He's, all jolly. I've noticed that some people have said that it seems like he's being, overly helpful. The last time that we seen Doctor Strange and Peter talk to each other, Doctor Strange was being a dick. He was being a big dick. So, he's got a big old smile on his face right here.
That feels weird, but I'll allow it.
And right here we got the new
Mysterio.
black and gold suit, which looks like I wouldn't say he's in school. It doesn't look like school. It might be school, but I think it might be something like Feast. I think that's what it could be because we've seen the Feast truck in the set photos. I think it could be Feast because this doesn't really look like a high school to me.
Mysterio revealed my identity.
Especially since I think we've seen the cafeteria in Homecoming. It doesn't look like
you
that.
could make it so that he never did.
Strange. Don't
Get some
cast
Doctor
that
Strange
spell.
action and some Wong with his
Too
new
dangerous.
haircut.
Fine. I won't.
Wong's heading out. See, Doctor Strange is acting kind of weird. He don't act like that.
Was about to forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
And you could argue that they could say that the spell is Doctor Strange is acting careless. But technically, he's not the one that messed up the spell. Why do I keep saying Toby? Tom is. Tom's the one who messed up the spell. He kept telling him not to talk. So, I'm like, well, why do you have him there to begin with? Because you know he's got a big mouth. You know who this guy is. If the spell is that sense... See, this is what leads me to believe that this, there's something off about Doctor Strange. He would be a lot more careful about this normally. He would have been before. Obviously, we don't have any context. He could have been don't talk or say anything like this. It could be the case, but... You know, Marvel Studios, it could be all misdirection. We don't know what's really going on here.
Spider-Man.
Wait, everyone? okay. Some people
Some of these scenes could be completely fake, and we just wouldn't even know.
don't know.
That's not how the spell works.
So MJ's gonna forget about everything they've ever been through?
Stop tampering with the spell.
Oh my god, Ned, he's my best friend. My Aunt May should be talking.
I gotta say something real quick. If you don't like Zero Sugar Mountain Dew, then you're a weirdo. That's all there is to it. Okay, so now when I seen this part here, I was like, whoa. Because it's like, there's a whole bunch of unpacking in just that little scene. We get like, the whole Sanctum Sanctorum looks like it blows up, right? Or like just, like they're surrounded by nothing, right? And then it looks like we get to see like, well, it almost kind of looks like the Bifrost. It almost looks like the Bifrost. And also like hints of the end of time in Loki. What do they call that? Is it the area that Immortus is like hit where you see the sacred timeline? It kind of looks like that a little bit.
Just happened?
This Christmas.
We tampered with the stability of space-time.
We get some Inception shit going on here.
Verse is a concept about which we know frighteningly little.
So you see like the whole thing with like the city collapsing. The city collapsing in on itself. I'm interested to see if that's how they do the portals, because I like a lot of the art that I've seen and a lot of different people that even like the picture that I'm working on myself. I was gonna do like the Doctor Strange portal effect. I think a lot of us assumed that maybe Doctor Strange is gonna be the one that brings Toby and Andrew in. But it's entirely possible that to do something like this, where it's kind of like just a big old hole opens up, almost like the CW Flash or like Into the Spider-Verse, and they just kind of like show up in our timeline. Instead of it being intentional, it was accidental, like the villains. So I'm interested to see how that plays out.
The problem is you trying to live two different lives. The longer you do it, the more dangerous it becomes.
Okay, now that part right there, I was a little bit confused by it. So Doctor Strange is like, okay, so the longer you live two lives, the more dangerous it becomes, or whatever. Are they gonna like not let Toby, or what the hell? Are they gonna like not let Tom keep his secret identity? Like, is the spell gonna bring it back, and then like he's got to realize that he can't have a secret identity? If they do that, that's going to be kind of upsetting to me, because Spider-Man needs his secret identity. That's a big point of his character. Like, that was one of the big things about the Civil War comic book, is when Spider-Man revealed his secret identity. Like, other characters are like, whoa, but when Spider-Man does it, that's, I don't know. So I'm interested to see why Doctor Strange said that. Okay, now, alright. Hold on, take it easy. We need to move back here. Okay, so we get the Iron Spider armor.
The more dangerous it becomes.
Get Happy Hogan. First off, I don't think that's actually going to be the Iron Spider armor in the movie. I really doubt it. I think it's going to be the new suit that he has. It's not the... Is it the integrated suit, or is that the black and gold one? I don't remember. I don't think that's actually the Iron Spider suit.
Do it, the more
And then it looks like some kind of SWAT or Special Forces team show up
dangerous it
to
becomes.
this location, and now it gets cut with Happy Hogan. I don't believe that these are two scenes that are happening at this. I don't think that they're the same scene. I think that they're happening at the same time at different locations. I think that's entirely possible. Maybe the government shows up to, some sort of team shows up to get all of Peter's family. I'm interested to see why it's all blown up and stuff like that. They're being a little extra with that. But I don't think that that's the same scene. Like somehow, how Marvel will try to mislead us. I don't think that's the same thing. Same scene. I think it happens at the same time, though. All right, now, even when I just let this pass right here, I almost missed it again. So we see Peter here wearing an outfit that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man wears it's very similar to what Tobey's Spider-Man wears at the beginning of Spider-Man 3 when he's at the Broadway show for Mary Jane. It's kind of like this, I think the material they call it is corduroy, like a corduroy blazer or a suit, and he's got like a baby blue button-up with a dark like navy blue tie. And that's the suit that we see Tobey wear at the beginning of Spider-Man 3. And now what's happening behind it, I've seen some people think that it's Venom. I've seen most people think that it is Lizard. It's almost like he's like whipped his tail behind him. I had a thought that it could have been, I thought it might have been Scorpion for a second, but I don't know if they're gonna like, because we just seen Matt Gargan at that very end, the middle and the end of Spider-Man Homecoming. I don't think that they're gonna bring in a whole new character. I'm just wanting to see some of Tom's villains instead of just all Tobey and Andrews. But don't get me wrong, I want to see those characters return, but I don't think it's Venom. I honestly don't think it's Venom. I think it's more likely that it's Scorpion than it is Venom, especially since it looks like he's got a tail. Okay, now this scene right here, we get to see Spider-Man in his black and gold suit in the bottom right corner. And then up top, this is the second scene we get lightning. I keep missing the first one for some reason, but we get some lightning action. And it's yellow electricity, yellow lightning. And then this big old thing in the corner here looks like it's, a lot of people think that that's Sandman. Some people say it's just the dirt getting kicked up from the electricity. It would be cool if it's Sandman, but I don't want it to be if the Sandman's in the movie, I don't want it to be Thomas Hayden Church's Sandman, because I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't think he deserves to be a villain, unless like somehow they bring back his daughter, or they de-age his daughter, or something like that, and they're using, like Green Goblin or somebody's using his daughter as bait, something like that. I don't want to see him be a villain again unless they have a good way of explaining it. I think it would be cool if it's like the MCU's version of Sandman. But it might not even be Sandman at all. It might just look like Sandman. Like when Spider-Man Far From Home came out, the guy at the beginning of the trailer that Mysterio faces, we thought that was Sandman too, so. And then I've noticed that there's something in the bottom left corner that moves. But I'm thinking that's more of just like some kind of like antenna, some kind of like cell phone, cellular antenna, something like that. And then we get Green Goblin's pumpkin mountain right here, and we get that classic Willem Dafoe, just creepy ass laugh in the background. It's great shit, man. I don't think that this laugh is actually in this part of the movie. I think it's just from another scene in the movie, and they just put it here just because, you know, it works well. I find it odd if Green Goblin's, because it sounds like the laughter comes out of nowhere, and he like, I don't really know how to explain it. It just doesn't seem like it fits the scene well. It's almost like with the Spider-Man or the Civil War trailer. Like if you remember when the second Civil War trailer came out and Spider-Man says, "Hey everyone," like if you go back and watch the movie, he doesn't say it at that. He like in the trailer makes it look like he says it as soon as he lands, but he doesn't. Like he looks at everybody, he squints, and then he stands up and then he says, "Hey everyone." So they kind of like, they change the audio sometimes to fit what they want.
Be careful what you wish for, Parker.
Now I'm very, very confused on who says that. First I thought it was Doctor Strange, but then he sounded like mean. I'm like, why was Doctor Strange sound like that? Then I thought it was Doc Ock. I'm thinking more what I'm thinking is that it's possible that it is Doctor Strange, but since Doctor Strange is acting weird, that maybe this is Mysterio pretending to be Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange might not even be here. He might even be trying to go talk to Wanda, or like Doctor Strange 2 could be taking place at the same time here, so we don't know what's going on here, but that sounds like Doctor Strange to me. It doesn't sound like Doc Ock. Let's listen to it again.
Be careful what you wish for, Parker.
See, I don't know who that is. even when I say it kind of sounds like Doctor Strange, it doesn't. At the same time, it doesn't. I don't know who the hell that is. It could be Doctor Strange, Mysterio pretending to be Doctor Strange. It could be Doc Ock. It definitely doesn't sound like Green Goblin. I don't know who it is. And of course, we get here another scene with Peter wearing this suit that's very similar to Spider-Man 3. This suit and tie. And then he's talking to this lady. We don't know who this lady is. She looks like she's seen a fucking ghost, though. That's for damn sure. This video is 20 minutes? Oh my god. And of course, Doc Ock's arms.
Hello, Peter.
Hello. The picture froze on me.
Hello.
Okay, now Doc Ock. Doc Ock doesn't look weird to me. Like, he looks weird, but he doesn't look bad. I couldn't tell what it was at first when I seen it, when it threw me off. Of course, now the trailers tend to look different. CGI isn't completely finished or whatever, but I'm not saying he looks bad. I was trying to figure out there's something about him that looked weird and I didn't know what it was, and I think it's just his hair. I think it's just because his hair looks different. Like, he doesn't have like that mid part going on with the you know, I don't know. I think that's the only thing that really looks different about it. But the CGI looks really good. It looks good. I think his coat looks a little bit fake though. But like Alfred Molina's face looks really good. It's just kind of like the things around it are throwing me off. Like his coat looks fake and his hair looks different, and I don't like that. But like Alfred Molina's face himself, it looks really good, and I wouldn't put it past Marvel or Sony for it to look better when the actual movie comes out, because they have to continue post-production.
Hello, Peter.
Hello, Peter. And some people say that this is Toby.
Hello, Peter.
Some people think that this actually is Toby standing right here, and they just made it look like Tom, and he's wearing the Iron Spider suit, which I don't even think this is an Iron Spider suit. Like I said, I think this is the new Iron Spider suit for this movie. Some people say that it's that is Tom, and just the scene is cut to make it look like Doc Ock is talking to him, and he's actually talking to Toby. I don't know how they're gonna do that. I guess we'll see. I mean, it makes sense that he'd know that it's Peter Parker, and it makes sense that he wouldn't. Like, you say, well, he doesn't know the identity of our Spider-Man, but it's like, I've seen people argue this, that it's like, the whole movie revolves around them knowing that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. So it's very easy for for Doc Ock to know that this is Spider-Man. He doesn't have to be dressed as Spider-Man for him to say, hello, Peter, because his face is plastered all over every fucking billboard in the city. And one thing that I find interesting is the background here. Let's take a look at this background. Now, we already see a scene with Mary Jane and Peter Parker on a bridge. Now, I'm not saying it has anything to do with this, but it's one of the things that it made me think of this. If you look in the background, it says the George Washington Bridge. Now, if I'm correct, that is the bridge that Green Goblin threw Gwen Stacy off of in the comic books. I'm pretty sure it's the George Washington Bridge. I'm very interested to see if they do something similar to that. I'm not saying just because this is here. It just made me think of it. I think it would be very cool if they did that, because they hinted towards it in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 1. They followed through with it in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Of course, it wasn't on a bridge. I can understand why it wasn't on a bridge. Especially since there's a whole battle at the first Amazing Spider-Man that takes place on the bridge. I'd be very interested to see if they're willing to do something like that in this movie. But that's a whole other story arc, and it's not even the same character, so I don't know. But that is the Spider-Man No Way Home. Alright, guys, so that is the end of the trailer. I didn't realize this video was going to be almost a half an hour long, but it's a good trailer. There's a lot of good stuff in it. I don't know, man. I don't know. But if you guys liked the video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And tell me what you guys think about the trailer in the comments down below. And of course, until next time, true believers.